Hello, hello, hello.
Hi.
We must have a humongous lag today.
Oh.
Oh, there we finally popped on live. I'm like, where are we? I was trying to
We're
get
here.
trying to get us shared over to the groups. I'm like, we're not here.
Oh, goodness.
All right, there we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome. We
Hi.
always got to get it together.
Get it together.
Together. Hi, Sue. Oh, wow. Hello, Sandy. Hi, Cheryl. Hello, Treese.
Hi,
There's
hi.
Terry. So already you guys should know if you take a look right here at the bottom corner. Hello, Tina Roy and Donna Sue. Hello, Miss Donna Sue. I haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, here's another Robin.
Mm-hmm.
Robin Doss. Hello,
Yes.
Denise. Welcome, everybody, to Decoupage Queen's Creative Hour. My name is Teri Lightsey, and today we have Robin from Robin's Song back with us. So, welcome. And, of course, this guy,
Hi, Troy.
he left me alone all the way up. Literally, he come walking over here just a few minutes before we went to hit the live button, as usual.
Oh, goodness.
You know how it is.
Yes, yes. There's Stephanie. Hey, Stephanie.
And Phyllis and
Yes.
Beth. Sheila
Yes.
Tegan.
Hi.
Hola, Ari. Hello, everybody. We see you popping in here. So welcome, welcome. As usual, on Saturdays, whenever I have an artist on with me, you guys know I ask them to flip their screen or their camera landscape. So for those of you who are not used to it or haven't been on Creative Hour before, if you turn, I don't know why my phone does that. If you turn, we will go landscape and we will be a full screen for you. But if you don't want to, there's nothing wrong with your camera or your phone. That's why we're small. It's just because I've asked Robin to turn today. Okay.
Yep.
As usual, at the end of Creative Hour, every Saturday, Decoupage Queen gives away a goodie bag full of Decoupage Queen rice papers. All you need to do is make sure you're following Robin's Song and make sure you're following Decoupage Queen. You guys are going to see right now, those links are going to be popped in there. So what I need you guys to do, you guys should be able to repeat this now verbatim because I say it all the time, right? What I need you guys to do is tap on our face. Right here, you're going to see following. If you're following, good, head over to the other page. Tap on our face. If it says following, good, let me know. I'll get your name on the wheel. If you tap on our face and it says follow, that's not good. You need to go hit that follow button and then go verify on the other side. So please make sure you do that. Don't just take for granted that you're still following because the chances are one of these Saturdays it's going to happen to you because it happens every Saturday. So anyhow, I got a treat today because I got to see Baby. So maybe y'all will get to see Baby too because she went on a walk. So anyhow,
she might be back.
She might be back. But if you're ready, I'll turn it over to you.
Yes, yes. So yeah, she's with the King Papa Mac the Greatest, as we call him. Yeah. So I am at my daughter's, and this was my house for many, many years. We moved here in 1997, and my daughter still lives here. So this is where I come to babysit Sweet Sarah. So we are babysitting today, but I still wanted to craft with you guys. So here we are.
How far away is that from you? Is it like an hour or so?
2.5 hours. 2.5.
I remember you said it's a little drive before.
Too far. It's too far. But my mom is where I live, and my daughter is here. So whatever.
Oh, okay. So Mom Pat gets all the baby love.
Well, no, Mom Pat's with me. And
Mom Pat's by you. Oh,
yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I thought you said she was over there.
No, she's up there with me. So yeah. Well, I'm going to bring my camera down a little bit. I got a super cute project today. I went to the dollar store and got these cute little I guess they're like a little bin for $1.25 at the $1.25 store. And this was 3 parts hooked together, and it was 49 cents for the whole thing. So this is a bargain craft right here.
Oh, they really need to change the name because it's not the Dollar Tree.
It's not the Dollar Tree. No. So I'm going to use this lovely, hold on. The wind wanted to pick up right when okay. Of course I did on the porch because it's a beautiful day, but then the wind now wants to go. This is the Hummingbird 4-pack. This is from the new release, and you get this paper. This is the A3 size. I really like the A3 size for projects because I feel like they're almost like a 5x7, right? So you get all of these on that size, which is super cool. But we're going to use.
Victoria is here. She says hello.
Hi, Victoria. Okay, so I'm going to use my favorite, the Decoupage Varnish and Glue by Pen Art and Matte. That's my absolute favorite. And we're just going to decoupage this. I want these flowers on the bottom because I think they're super gorgeous. And I didn't want to waste them behind my image, you know. So I'm going to put them right down here. I didn't robinize this, which I might regret. Everybody that watches me knows that I have to robinize because I always end up with a white strip on there. It never fails. But I think I got it. So I'm just going to get this on here. But I got all kinds of goodies to put on this little box. My mom loves hummingbirds, so I thought, you know, I'll do some hummingbirds today.
Say, there's Mom Pat.
There's Mom Pat, yeah. Yes, she doesn't like living so far from Sarah either.
Yeah, she's just saying we both need to move.
Right? I know. We just need to find us a big old house and just all move closer.
Either that or I've always said like a big piece of property. And then, you know, you guys just build your own little spot, but then you're all in the same space, you know?
Oh, I don't know that we would survive that. Yeah, Ron is very much likes to decorate too, and he likes to be a part of the decision. So I'm not sure we would survive it. Even like picking furniture and stuff, he definitely likes to participate. So it takes forever. Yeah, I love it because, you know, he used to own
Usually you gotta pull teeth. And yeah, that's fine. No, yeah, that's whatever you want. Yeah, that's fine. It's like, no, I know it's fine. I want to know what you think.
Yeah, well, he used to build furniture, so he's super picky too. So, all right,
they should name it more than a dollar store. Exactly, Cindy.
Right, exactly.
Catherine says it's the 5-quarter store.
Right. I mean, I don't get it, but yeah. All right, so we're just going to get this off of here.
Well, you know, Stephanie doesn't want you and Mom Pat to move. She's obviously saying that you guys need to have Sarah move.
Well, you know, I know you don't know Georgia, but there's a Brian, my son-in-law, was from Woodstock, Georgia. And if they would just move there, it would all be good. Like if they would just move where Brian lived, or Brian's parents, you know, live kind of halfway between us. If they would just move closer to them, it would be A-okay. But they're not cooperating.
They're not playing the same game, huh?
Well, Lauren owns a business here. She owns a martial arts school.
Right.
And she loves her kids. So I don't know that I'll ever get her to move. So
yeah.
I don't blame her. So, okay. So I'm going to use the rest of this paper and I'm going to just measure here and make sure I have good position. And I'm just going to put that right there. And I have some trim, so I think we'll be fine. So I'm just going to put this here. This is a super easy project. And you know how when you plan a project and then you go to bed at night and you're going to do it the next day and then you think of something better to do?
Oh yeah, it's changing, ever changing.
That's what I did last night. So last night I said, oh my gosh, this would have been so cute with that tree paper, that new tree paper.
Oh yes, the magical tree.
And then to do a fairy garden in the box.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well,
your next idea.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely doing that one next week. I was like, oh, well, I'll do the hummingbird because I had everything all packed. And we left early this morning. So I was like, I'll just go with it. And my friend Stephanie loves the hummingbirds too. So she lives near me in Blairsville as well.
Yeah, I remember. That's why I knew what she was saying when she was telling you no. She doesn't want you and
Yes.
Mom Pat to move. So.
I met her not long ago, and she's absolutely, one of my good friends now. She's such a
Aw.
sweetheart. Yeah. And my husband loves her husband, so it's all good.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's rare. It doesn't always happen.
No, it doesn't. So Mom Pat says a lot of Lauren's friends live close to them.
Yeah, Lauren went to, like I said, we moved here in 1997. So Lauren's been here since third grade. So all of her little friends live here. And so, yeah, she won't move.
Kath Butcher says hello, and Miss
Hey,
Shauna
Crafty.
Roberts says hello.
Hello, hello. So I'm going to get this.
Hello. No, Mara, she's not moving. She wants Lauren to move, but no, but
Yeah, I
she's
want
not.
Lauren to move. I might move one day. Like I'm thinking about, I don't know if you remember Jane Belk from Funkature.
I do.
Yeah, so she moved to Canton, Georgia, which is kind of halfway between my mom and my daughter. And she moved into an over 55 community, and it's super nice. Like, I mean, they've got like clubs and swimming pools and pickleball and all the things. They do your yard work. I'm really liking that idea.
Oh, there you go. Yard
Yeah,
work. I'm sold.
I know. I know. And I'll be 55 my birthday, so I'm just saying.
Our
But Ronnie,
hummingbirds are starting to come back. So excited to get them again, says Robin Doth.
oh, yes, yes, they are starting to come back. And in Georgia here, it is. We had a couple cold days this week, but today is about 65 degrees and sunny. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to get this off. Crafting away from home, I'm telling you. But it's so fun. I got a little suitcase and I just pack it and I have to craft because, if I go anywhere, like we're going on a cruise in May and I'm going to learn to watercolor on the cruise.
Ooh.
Yeah, I got a little book and some watercolors and I'm just going to play.
I love me some watercolor. Well, that's originally, I'm a watercolor artist. So
I remember. Yes,
that's what I,
Victoria knows how to as
yes.
well. I might need to
Uh-huh.
mess with you guys.
I will say that is something that got me through some of the tougher times with the chemo and stuff like that. But
Oh, I can only imagine. All right, we have all these papers, but I might use part of this one on the bottom here. That's what I love about this four pack is you can, just use pieces and not, I don't have to use the hummingbird, but I can definitely use other pieces. Hi. Guess who's back?
oh,
Uh-oh. She's staring at me. She's like, what are you doing? She can say Nana now.
oh no way!
Oh my gosh, yes. I'll show her to you. Come here, boo-boo.
I'm having a feeling the whole King Papa Matt that might be a little hard for her.
Yeah. Say hey, Sarah. Say hi.
Hi, cutie patootie.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey, look at yeah, Nana's crafting with the people. You'll be able to
There's the
craft soon.
smile. There's the smile.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't she adorable? Look how big she is, though.
I can't get over how big she is.
Oh, yeah, she's walking well.
Come on, baby. We don't need to bother Nana's stuff.
She's like, why not?
Come on, let's go inside.
Bye. Bye, Sarah. See you later. She just ate, so she's all happy now.
Up here it all comes. She's adorable. Ah, adorable. Oh my gosh, how precious. Hi, sweet girl.
Yeah, she's teething pretty badly. So little thing, because she's a ginger girl, so she gets rosacea when she teethes. So Mama's battling that. I know. And if you see a cat, Lauren has 4 cats, so. Look at this, has a little snail on it. I just noticed that. I love the Decoupage Queen papers because it never fails. Like, I think I know the paper, and then I'll use it, and I'll be like, oh my God, I
You'll
didn't even
see
know there
little
was a snail.
elements. Yeah.
Yes. You don't even, it's like, oh, that's cute. That's how Teresa does us, right?
Yep. She's so
Surprise.
inquisitive and cute as a bug, says Denise.
Yeah, today we were feeding her and she said, Nana? And I was like, oh, my heart melted.
Aww.
Yeah. And when she sees me, she squeals. Like when I first come in, she like squeals with delight. It's like, oh, melts my heart.
Sprinkled and tinkled, Perkins. Thank you.
All right. I always like to seal my edges once I sand it because it does get them loose a little bit. So look how pretty that paper is. I mean, I use 2 different pieces, but it blends perfectly.
Oh, yeah, you can't. It doesn't.
You cannot go wrong.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you could do, I thought this would be a great little way, I mean, we always, like Mother's Day or whatever, we get like fake flowers or something, but make your mama something that she can keep. And this would even be a cute little candy dish, you could put like little candies in it or something if you're, flowers or whatever.
Or
Herbs,
what would
whatever.
be cute is to hang that by like the door, that you come into, and you could throw your keys in there, so you're not searching for keys for.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
because yes, you could easily put a little hanger on the back of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, definitely. That's a great idea.
Because when I've only ever done this one time, but usually when I walk in the door, I throw the keys right on the counter, because I come in through the garage. And the other day I was looking around like a mad person, couldn't find the keys, and I went out to the car and I left them in the vehicle.
Oh, no, it didn't beep. Oh, yeah. Our car is like, you don't need a key, so it like beeps at you. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, it beeps at everything else to make sure I don't leave Troy in the back seat and all the other things. But no, it surely didn't beep when...
It didn't tell you. Oh, my God.
No, I was like, oh, hello. Well, thank goodness nobody decided to,
right?
that they needed a new car.
Right? All right.
Thanks, Matt.
Is that our Mac on here?
Mary Casey.
Yes, I love that we call her Mac.
Mm-hmm. Mary and Casey.
Yes. I would love to meet her because I think she would be a super cool lady.
I get to meet her in September, and I cannot wait.
Where are you going?
We're gonna be down south, Mara's area.
Oh, yeah. Not south like my area, but
oh no,
you got me all excited.
No, so we're going actually to Southern California. But the thing is, Mary Sharkey and Mary Casey, it's the weirdest thing. So Mary Sharkey, her maiden name is Casey. And I believe Mary Mac, isn't her middle name Anne as well? So they're literally... So I always call Mary Casey Mac now and then they come in at the same time. It always says Mary Casey and Mary Sharkey. And so, yeah, it was one day Mary Sharkey said, every time you say Mary Casey, my head snaps because that was my maiden name. And I was like, oh, how funny. What are the chances?
That's crazy. It's not like it's a common name.
Right?
I'm using these little wooden things for feeties. You just get these at the Hobby Lobby. You can get a whole bag of them or Amazon or something, but they make good little wooden feet. And normally I would use wood glue and not hot glue, but today, I'm traveling about, so I'm going to use that hot glue.
Super cute.
So
it says hi, Robin.
Hi. I am going to use, hold on.
Oh, I didn't know that, Perkins. Lynn Perkins says Mac and her are neighbors. They both live in Illinois. I didn't realize you guys are you guys close, like actually neighbors, or just same state neighbors?
Right.
Okay, that's what it is. So Max, I knew it was something, Max. So no, Mary Sharkey's middle name is Catherine, but Mary Casey's confirmation name is Catherine. It's
Oh,
all kind of crazy. Yeah, I know. It's just bananas to me.
wow.
So
I
I give
am,
everybody nicknames anyway. So
yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. I am going to paint the bottom of this pink just because I like pink. So you could use
Yes.
any kind of pink you got and just, like just try to match the colors in your paper. Whatever you like, or if who you're making it for has a favorite color, just paint it that color. Just so it's in the paper, right? Just so it coordinates. But I like
Oh,
pink.
okay. Gotcha. So Perkins and Mac are north and south of each other, but
Okay. But still not bad.
still same. Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Not too bad. Yeah. I like that area up there. Like I love Illinois. I've been to Chicago a few times. We used to go gastro GI, which is the medical specialty I work in.
Mhm.
They would do their annual conferences in Chicago in December, which is ridiculous. But anyway, I enjoy going when I would go.
Yeah, I had to go to Chicago and train for a week.
Uh,
Um, and yeah, I was in the wintertime and
yeah,
I am not built for that type of weather, let me tell you.
right. Yeah. Well, we got on the little train, whatever they call that train, and we rode it. We were staying in a place called Downers Grove, and Ron and I got on, and we went to some little town. Like we got off the train, and we ate at like a little true Italian restaurant.
Hmm.
It was so good. It was like literally like stepping into a movie scene.
Ooh.
You know what I'm
What do you
saying?
guys
Like
call it over there, y'all? Because isn't it like brown? What is? They have a name for that for their like their
their
trains out
train.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember, but
And then they
I.
have a name for those villages too, and I can't remember either. I can't remember. I didn't know the lingo.
Mm-hmm.
Get this dried up. I brought some molds with me too, which I'm super excited about. Listen.
Stephanie says I lived in Chicago 3 months of the winter, and I'm okay with never going back.
Right. Well, I lived in Alaska, so I mean, it was 60 below there. So I mean, whatever. I
It's
was
the
like,
L. That's
the
what it
L.
is, Angela. Yeah, the L.
The L. Okay. Yeah. It's
Oh,
super cute.
Mary Casey said, yeah.
It's like an old train, like a literally like way back in the day. I loved it. I love that nostalgia though.
Mom Pat says I'm Gigi because great grandma is too many words. Well, then King Papa Mac the greatest will
Right.
maybe by the time she's like 30, she'll be able to say all of that.
Yes. Ron's nieces and nephews call him King Uncle Ronnie the greatest. So, just mainly messing with him.
Yeah.
They're super cute kids. All right.
Ronnie says that y'all took the commuter train into the city.
Oh, yes, we did. We sure did. Yep. I made him go try to find me some popcorn a couple days. And anyway, he got lost in the city and all the things. But yeah, it was, I never got my popcorn until we got to the airport. So
Aw.
they have Garrett's popcorn and they have a Chicago mix that's caramel and cheddar together. Oh, it's so good. All right, I'm just going to paint my edges pink too because they will show a little bit. So let me draw this up.
Okay, I knew there was something brown, something. So Sandy Hinkleman says she was on the metro in Chicago, are the brown and red lines, etc. I knew there was some.
Oh, okay.
I know there's they've got a lot of. A lot of things going on. Gail
Oh
Schmidt
yeah.
says her nephew is stationed in Alaska. I have
Oh
family in
yeah. We were
Alaska.
in Anchorage at
Mm-hmm.
Elmendorf. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, I'm. Mm-hmm.
With my trainer husband, as Ron calls him. Everybody needs one, I guess.
Yeah, the practice
Yeah, the
shot. Yep.
practice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we all have one of them.
Right.
Not everybody's perfect at the first go.
Right. Oh, Lord knows I wasn't. Okay.
Oh Lord.
I am going to decoupage the back of this because I just want it where if, somebody wanted to set it in a way, I just want it to be pretty on the back. You could paint the back or stencil the back, whatever works for you. But I'm just going to use this beautiful lace paper that Teresa Renee gifted us.
The lace texture.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
it is. I'll show y'all. Got all my, let me put this in the suitcase.
Oh, Roxanne she says Garrett's popcorn is so good.
Yes, right. All right, I'm just going to kind of lay this right. I like this side I like that lace right there. So I'm going to just lay that down.
Stephanie, no, not anymore. She asked if I was married.
Oh, you're like, no.
I have my Nick, and we're not married, but no.
Right.
I don't know.
You've been with Nick a long time, though. So.
Yes, a lot. Yes.
It's all good. Yeah.
It's just, yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Traumatized. I was traumatized. I can't do that ever again.
Right. I have a couple of friends who got divorced, and they, our girls were all friends, and they just decided that they would just live together. And that's probably been 25 years ago, and they still live together, and they have their roles, and they're just happy as they can be. They go travel and they go to casinos and all the fun. And one just retired, and the other is getting ready to retire. So I'm like, well, they made it work.
Would laugh at people who would call their accidents like the donors, and I was, gosh, that's kind of, geez, the donor, like what do you guys call them, the donor? Well, guess who calls them the
Oh.
Thank the Lord, I was blessed with my Troy and my Trevor.
Right. Oh yeah, I wouldn't trade my girl for anything in the world.
So obviously, God knows what He's doing. There was a reason, but that reason has since passed.
We grew up. Well, I got married the first time between my junior and senior year of high school.
Oh, did you? I didn't realize it was that you were that young.
Yeah, I was. I just thought it was a good idea. It was hard because I was 17, and then by the time I was, early 20s,
you hadn't even adulted yet, so.
Yeah, I was different. Yeah. He was different.
Yeah.
He wanted a bunch of babies, and I didn't want a bunch of babies. I had one, and I thought she was the perfect child ever, and I would not need to try to top that.
There you go.
He was actually a very difficult kid to raise, too, so I She was a handful. It's okay. She turned out well.
And then I was just going to say, but now look at her, all the good she does.
Oh, I know. Yeah. She's, it was worth every bit of it. You don't want to break their spirit, when you're raising kids. You don't want to break their spirit, but then you want discipline. So this table is moving, but sorry if I'm getting y'all drunk at the table.
That's okay.
It's obviously uneven.
Robin Doss says, pretty paper. Gayla Wheat says, hi from Virginia.
Hi.
Hi, my Justin. How are you? Jess Crafton is in the house.
Hi, Justin.
Good
Justin lives in the
morning, Nikki
Appalachians.
Hunter. Yes.
Appalachian Mountains like me, but I'll just live in a different area of them. Okay, there's that. So now we have that all the way around. So now I'm thinking, and I didn't, okay, yeah, this will work. I'm going to put this right here. And I think I'm just going to use some heavy body gel, which is the best glue on earth
Oh,
for
yes.
heavy things. Popsicle stick. I brought some
Hello, Deborah. Good morning, Nikki Hunter.
Hey, Nikki. So I'm just going to put some of this on there. I'll use a little hot glue for instant satisfaction, but you know, this really will hold it forever.
Catherine Lakowski says, and you're not even stenciling, Robin.
Well, I have a stencil, so you just never know what's going to happen. I brought one just in case, you know, but yeah, I was moving the table by sanding, but usually, yeah, I make everybody crazy when I stencil. I'm very intense about it, you know. So let me hold that for a second. All right, there we go. That is going to be adorable. Look how cute that is.
I love it.
Yes. So let's get, it's going to be heavy right now until I put something in it, which I'm probably going to do a floral arrangement in it. So I was fine with that being heavy. But if you put a little thing on it and hang it on the wall, it won't matter either. I'm going to get the inside painted this pink as well. Or do we want a contrast color? Maybe we want a contrast color. What do y'all think?
Good.
Do you want to do a blue or do you want to do the pink maybe?
Good afternoon, Lobeda. Justin says that this is so cute.
I do have this little bird here. This is from the LeBlanc mold, and I'm thinking about putting him right here. And then I already casted these in resin, and I use a little saw that I got on Amazon, and I posted a link on my page a few days ago. And I let my resin cure, and I use that little, it's a miter saw, like a mini miter saw, and I already mitered that. So I am thinking about making that like a brown color, like a, I
Tina
think
Roy
it,
says blue.
oh, you want to do the inside blue? Okay. I kind of like that.
Sheila says that Robin's the fastest bouncer in the East.
I know, I'm intense with the stenciling. It's my stress relief, I'm telling you. I'm going to do this blue.
Miriam says this is turning out beautiful.
Thank you, sweet friends. All right, this is like a darker blue. It's going to pick up the darker blue in the hummingbird, so I think it's going to be perfect. And we're going to put a floral arrangement in it, so you might not even see this, but it's all good. I like to finish things, you know, just like you do, Teri. I know you always finishing your things.
Yeah, I top, bottom, sides, upside down, all around.
Yeah, and
because I
sure
always
enough,
say, you know, we don't yes, handmade is one thing, and there's going to be flaws. That's the beauty of handmade things. But
yes,
the flip side of that too is though you wouldn't go into the store and buy something with all kind of crazy paint all on the back or on the bottom and
right.
drips and so I
Well,
just
it's just taking pride in your work, you know, and making it
exactly.
special for somebody, you know.
Taking the time to do the little things,
The little things, yes, I agree.
like you, like the back. I would have done the back like you did too, because I said, if they're coming at all angles, like you don't want to see it half finished. Like what?
Right, exactly, yeah. And you don't know what they're going to do with it. They may have a different purpose than what you intended. So, yeah, so I hear Ron in there talking to her, to Sarah. Oh, they're so telling.
They're deep in conversation.
Oh, he's probably reading a book to her. She loves her books. She's a reader. Yeah. I think her mom says they've read over 100 books,
I
or
was
she's
gonna say, I remember you saying like when she was a baby, wasn't mom reading like 3 or 4 books a day to her?
yeah. And she
Mhm.
sits there and listens, and she'll now, because she's one, you'll say, like, I didn't even know. I was reading her a book earlier and it had the word hair in it because it was a Dr. Seuss book. And when I came to hair, she reached up and grabbed my hair and pulled it. Like,
Well,
well, okay. She obviously knows
yeah,
that word.
she knows that word.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if it has like nose, she'll point to your nose. And, so she
Aw.
knows. She's listening. I didn't think she was, but she does. That's why Nana has to watch her mouth. Because, yeah, I get in trouble all the time for that. But Nana tries to
Well,
be good.
everybody's loving the blue.
Yeah, the blue grounded it a little bit. It popped out those colors in there. So I don't really want to do that edge in blue, though. I feel like it's too much. So I may come back with the pink on that. Let's dry this up a little bit so I don't make a big old mess. This is super cute. I mean, I literally have like so far, what, $5 or something in this. Like,
Can't beat that.
yeah. So get this
Choo
dry.
choo.
I know. Can you hear that train? I know. I never lived anywhere where you couldn't hear a train until I moved 8 years
Oh my
ago.
God.
And it was
So
weird.
the first house that I ever bought, the
Uh-huh.
backyard backed up to the train tracks.
Oh,
And
boy.
I didn't even think about it. I was just so excited. I was buying my first
Oh,
house, and oh my god. Wouldn't you know, it was the busiest track in the town. There was a train that came by every 30 minutes.
what? How long did you stay there?
Oh, not long at all.
Yeah. See, I find it soothing. Like, I wouldn't want to be right up on it, but I do find train tracks soothing.
Yeah,
So,
so it was my backyard, which was a very large backyard, but right over that sound wall was the train.
oh, boy.
So yeah. So and you didn't know it at first, but if you like were standing up in the loft area, you would feel a little bit of the, little
Yeah.
bit of the rumble, and it was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And
Yeah.
I was real excited.
You were thinking, I got a deal on this house, right? Did you have trouble selling it or you didn't?
No, I didn't actually, and because that was the one house that I always talk about that we remodeled. So we knocked out that back wall and we did
Oh,
some really great things to it. But no, I'm thinking that they probably were thinking the same thing afterwards, though. After they bought the house, was, oh
oh,
boy, there's a train back there.
they're like, what was I thinking? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I get it. I'm going to touch up this paint just a little bit here because
And of course, that was Trevor's first house, and when he was a baby, and I was thinking, well,
oh,
they won't be sensitive to noises because some babies, you got to be super quiet, or
yeah,
they didn't give a hoot. So
yeah. This house here that I'm at, my grandfather insisted that I not rent. He felt like it was throwing the money away, and I was single, so I saved up. I worked 3 jobs to have the down payment to buy this house. And when I bought it, it was painted electric blue. And
oh,
Lauren was so embarrassed. She used to go and catch the bus down the road because she didn't want people to know she lived here.
that it was the blue house.
It's
Oh,
brick. It's like brick front, but they painted like the trim and all in like this high gloss electric
oh
blue.
my, oh
It was,
my,
and it had brown shag carpet. Like, it was
oh
horrible.
my.
And I paid like $54,000 for it in 1997. So,
Oh my goodness. But you know what? It's just that first house, that first big purchase, there's so
yes,
much pride in doing that, so
yes.
It's just,
Oh yeah, I loved it. I was so proud of it, and I was like, I'm going to make this great. And I met Ron shortly after that, so him and I did a lot of work on this house. So I'm going to paint my trim in a sagey green color because I think that's going to pop off the greens that are in my papers. I want it to be a little bit colorful, It's hummingbirds.
Oh, Roxanne Kilpatrick says we find out tomorrow if we won the offer on the house that they bid it on Friday.
Yay! Fingers crossed. That's so
Yes.
exciting.
Hi, Laurel. Hello, Jackie Bates. You're never late, Laurel.
Never. Never, never,
Yeah,
never.
you do. You get used to the noise. You do. You live. Mary Casey says she lives a block away from the firehouse, and now I can
Oh,
sleep through anything.
right. Well, you tend to have noise machines or fans or whatever going at night, so you're all good.
Oh, Laurel says she hopes you took a picture of the electric blue house.
I actually do. I'll have to find it and post it. Yeah, we have pictures. It was like, I just remember the day I closed on it because I was single. Lauren was at school and I came here and the people, of course, had moved out. And when I walked in the house, I stood there and I thought, what in the world was I thinking? Because it was like 1960s. It's a 1970s brick ranch. And I think everything was original.
Mm-hmm.
It was awful. And I just started cleaning. I'm like, at least I could have a clean house. And then my mom and her husband came over and helped me paint rooms and all the things, Oh, Lord.
Yeah, it was probably the first night I tried to go to sleep, because it literally every 30 minutes it came 24 hours a day. So I probably same thing as I'm laying in bed going, yeah,
What was I thinking?
this was the best purchase ever.
Right? Who made this decision, right? I know. But yeah, we probably added on 800 square feet to this house and, redid everything in it. So it's a really nice house now, but at the time it was not. Lauren was like, oh, all right, I want to glaze these. And you could use any kind of glaze you have. The Pen Art one is great. And that new one, that wall decor one in the umber is really great too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to glaze these just to pop out the leaves. This is a leaf pattern. So this is this is the mold from, hold on a minute, I'll show you. And it's a mess because I've been using it a lot. This is the Chic Borders mold from Decoupage Queen. And this is a great mold. I mean, first of all, I love the dots and I love rope. I use it all the time. And then this is great for steampunk. And then this is a very delicate kind of swirly one here. And then this is kind of it reminds me of New Orleans. This is my New Orleans mold because it's like fleur-de-lis-ish, And then the leaves. So I feel like that was very well thought out for a lot of different variety.
Yeah, it's a good staple.
Yes. And I'm just going to get my glaze here. Messy. I have little sample sizes of these, so that's why I brought all this.
Those are perfect traveling
Yeah,
sizes.
it's easy to travel with this size. So part of my bundles, that I do. So it's just easy to carry with me. I'm just going to get all edges here. Whoops. And here. I love glazing because it's messy. I'm a messy crafter, so I love it. And glaze is going to bring out some detail in this mold too. So you'll be able to really see those leaves. Get it all down in the grooves. And get our little baby wipe. Look, I already got glaze all over that. Okay. And then we're just going to wipe back.
Marilyn wouldn't mind the trains. She says if he would just lay off the horn.
Right. Can you just please, you're disturbing me, lay off that horn.
Very silently, please.
Right. I'm from Georgia, born and raised in Georgia, and we have, trains are a huge thing here, which I'm sure a lot of places are. But people here, and I don't know if they do it there, but they always want to try to beat the train. And I'm like, what
Yes.
are they crazy?
Yes. And some of the, even if you watch like the reels and the TikTok stuff or Facebook shorts or wherever you are, I just don't understand it. I mean,
Right.
is it really worth that, few minutes that you
Yes.
have to wait for it to pass? Like,
Yes.
is that, jeez.
And they'll have kids in the car. Like, I'm like,
Yes.
seriously? Hi, boo-boo. She's back.
She's back.
I'm just going to dry up my glaze. Dry. I feel like when we're crafting, we spend most of our time drying.
Mm-hmm.
When she's in there talking to you? Yeah. Chatting it up. She's getting ready for a nap. Mama has her on a very rigid schedule. So if Mama's watching, I might be in trouble. Because 3:45 is her nap time.
Mama's watching.
Was she?
She's not watching.
Oh, good. Mama's playing. They're on a date day. They do a date day once a month. So.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that they do that.
They're the sweetest, cutest little couple ever.
That's so important.
Oh, goodness, look.
Really?
That's how you really feel, baby.
Sarah gave y'all raspberry.
Raspberry, she said.
Yep. She said, I'm going to use my heavy body gel and a little bit of hot glue just to give me double. So I'm just going to kind of go.
Big balance.
Oh, Lisa Hampton says, whatever you do, and then now she starts in all caps, don't complain to the train company. They'll do it more and louder. I'm assuming you mean the horn.
She must know from experience. Oh, Lord. Well, we'll be sure not to do that.
Yeah, I you know what? I wouldn't even think to do that anyways, because like, what? They're really not going to listen anyways.
They really don't care. Yeah. Well, they got a job to do, and they do that for security reasons, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So.
Gail says, hi, Ron.
Hi, Gail.
Okay, I'm just going to hold that down a minute, just a minute. Okay, there we go. And made a little house up there, and I will touch up, after the live here and there, because I like to fuss with it a little bit. So that's looking super cute. So cute. And let's see, what else do I want to do? I want to do those birds on the front. So I think I'm going to paint these maybe pink here.
Hi, Joy. Sheila Teagan says hello. Well, no, she didn't. She said, hey, Ronnie.
Ronnie's got the baby. She's a toddler now. I keep calling her a baby. She's a toddler.
She'll always be a baby, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. Always.
Like, I can see the cringe in Trevor every time I'm like, how was your day, baby boy? And he's just like, hi, Mom.
Stop it, Mom. I'm not a baby.
He's like, it was wonderful until you said that.
Well, when they have their own kids, they will get it, right?
They don't, it's just,
Yeah, they'll get it.
I used to use the train stop for a sip of coffee or look at phone for text or moment of peace. Not worth the chance, I know. Work in ER, too late to be sorry, please wait. Gotcha, Gayla. Yeah. She worked in the ER, so just stop and relax.
Yes, just take a minute. Well, in Georgia, I don't know if it's this way everywhere, but in Georgia, if you're in a car, you can't have your cell phone in your hand.
No, you can't here in California either.
Yeah, it's illegal. Yeah, they'll give you a ticket. And how do I know? Yeah. And when you get that ticket, it stays on your record and it affects your rates. And the ticket is very expensive. So I was working and, everything in doctor world is important. And so I was on my phone driving while I worked between clinics and they didn't care. Of course, they didn't care.
Oh, no, they don't. Because I'm sure by now too they've heard every excuse, right?
Oh, well,
So
and
the
you
ones
know,
that are actually telling like the
yeah,
truth, it
yeah.
doesn't matter to them anymore because it's just like, yeah, right, I've heard that before.
Well,
But
and it wasn't
you
an
know,
emergency either. It was, it always feels like an emergency in healthcare, but it's not.
yeah.
Like,
Mom Pat says she still calls you her baby.
she does. My dad, I saw my dad today, and my dad hugged me and he said, "Bye, baby girl." And I was like, "Dad, I'll be 55." He didn't care. He was
Nope.
like, "I don't care."
Nope.
So I just painted pink and brown so far, just kind of try to bring out my papers. And then I'm going to add a little bit of metallics in here. Like this is a berry color metallic. Let me see here. It's out of my cherry blossom bundle that I have. So I'm going to just kind of come in here and add a little bit of this berry color here and there, as Vasilis says, here and there. We should write a book of Vasilis
Your
terms.
bundles under.
Yeah, if you go to my
Oh,
page.
never mind. I see it. Okay. Here
Yeah, I
is
think
the links to her bundles, y'all.
Yeah, I'm sold out of this one, but I will restock soon enough. So let me do that. And then there's a little bit of leaf action going on in here. So I'm going to just get my green back out and try to, with this big old paintbrush that I already have green on, get that. We're going to glaze this. So I'm not real worried about, glaze is so forgiving. It literally hides all your mistakes. So don't worry too much about it. Does she see herself on there? Is she very interested in this process?
I just have she has just interest in phones, of course.
Well, yeah, her dad's an IT guy.
And she seems to know how to do them.
Oh, yeah.
At one.
Yeah.
But even though they don't let her play with phones.
Yeah, her mom and daddy don't let her play with phones and things. So Ronnie's going to get
really?
Oh no.
I'm gonna get
she's not allowed toys that do things because she needs to learn to entertain herself, not
she's taking a selfie.
Not be entertained by electronics. Yeah, her mom's very particular about that. Which I respect that.
Yeah, well,
like this.
I can't tell. Well, I fib. Where I live now, the kids do play outside often, but I mean, I remember back in when I was a kid, the kids were always outside. We were always having water fights outside. We were always trying to ride our bikes somewhere. We were always trying to be out and about. And anymore, their heads are buried in games.
Yeah, I agree.
Sarah.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
I respect that a lot. I love that. I love that,
Yeah, and her imagination, she plays and, with her little groceries, like her kitchen set and all, like she's, but when
I have 3 older brothers, but the youngest of my older brothers, there's still a 10-year difference between us. So more or less I was like the only child, as because I was the only girl. But self-entertainment, I mean, like, getting the dolls and all the things and papers and pens and all the things. I mean, I couldn't imagine just sitting all day on the computer.
Right. Yeah, I have to do that for a job, and it's,
And I was just going to say, and we, when you do that for work, it's like you don't want to have your face in the screen.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah, because I read, notes all day from like surgeries and stuff. So it's like, oh. All right, I'm going to dry this up, and then look at me. I done got brown on my. Hi, boo.
Yep, Gail said we always played outside. I know. I mean, it was like, how fast can you get your chores done so you can go outside and play?
Exactly. Hi, Pumpkin. She's getting a little fussy, which means she's getting ready for her bedtime. Girlfriend likes her naps.
Well, let's see if we can get a proper chance. Either you or me.
Ron. All right. I feel like this is supposed to be green. I don't know. I might play around with this a little bit more, but I feel like it's supposed to be green. But let me glaze this a little bit with my Van Dyke. Let me close up some of these so I don't make the biggest mess ever and mix paints, because I will do that. And I already lost my Van Dyke brown. Oh, no, it's here. Here it is. Of course, my favorite color. All right, I'm just going to come in here and glaze this because it brings out all those beautiful details of this LeBlanc mold. I don't know if there's even any of these. I might have. I don't think I have any, but I don't. These are one of those that LeBlanc, you know, you better get them if you want them, you better get them.
Mm-hmm.
Because when they're gone, they're gone. But I think if you can't get one of these, IOD had a sparrow come out this past year too, and that's nice.
No, I don't see them under your molds section.
Yeah, I think they're one of those that's just hard to come by anymore. All right, so I'm just going to kind of wipe back some of this, but it brings out all that deep, beautiful detail of that mold. And I'll probably mess around with this a little bit more because I like to, you know, I like to mess around with things. And I'll probably have to paint the back a little bit because it's going to show on the inside, but y'all get the gist. You'll get the gist. And that looks pretty good. He's pretty cute. Matches our paper pretty well. And let's see what else I want to do. All right. I think I'm going to go with that. Let me flip my paper. I'm just worried I'm going to get stuff on the back. Now that I decoupage my back, that would be my luck. Get stuff on the back. Whoops. So you can always just flip your paper, right? There we go. Safety.
and now it's all good to go and clean.
Right. All right. So I am going to just glue this little baby right here. And I'm going to, again, use the heavy body gel. And I'll touch up the back once after the live just to make sure it's all pretty on the back. Put a little bit here. And then I'm going to use a little hot glue for instant gratification like Nicole does. Nicole's always doing that. Get that. And put that right there. Hold that down a minute. Going to get some of this glue out. It always squishes out these flowers. There we go. So cute. This mold is so pretty. I think it's one of my favorites.
Says this is adorable, Robin.
Thank you. All right, so I have that. Now you can, I wanted to show y'all this, and y'all don't judge me for cutting up my stencils because I do it all the time. So this is that new stencil from Decoupage Queen, and I love it, but I'm famous for cutting out my stencils. So, you know, for little things, it's just hard to get in there. So you could, just as an idea, you could do this and do a little raised stenciling here. I think that would be super pretty and just kind of layer on top of that. I can do that if y'all want. Let's do one just to see. See, y'all knew you weren't going to get out of here without a stencil, right?
Robin's. Oh, no, it was Robin. Robin Doss. It's from her store. I will give you the link to it right here. So this is to the Heavy Body Gel. Robin is also one of our amazing retailers. She does have a full online retail store. So that is the link. And for any of you who are looking for any of the products that she's using, if you hit the little chain link down below, it will give you the links to all of Robin's socials and her store.
Thank you, Teri, for doing that.
Of course.
All right, so this is, I'm using embossing medium. You could use embossing medium. You could use heavy modeling paste would work well. anything like that. And let me dry that up. And it just
Yeah,
kind of layers it on there.
I cut my stencils too, but every time I do it, somebody's just like
I
besides
know.
themselves.
I know. I do it all the time too. So that's just
And
an
like, it's
idea.
okay. It will be okay. Because it's either
Right.
you cut your stencil for ease or you're messing with the whole bit of it flopping around all over the place. And it's like, why go through all of that?
Yeah, it's too hard. Like, and if you do a lot of smalls like we do, it just is easier to have. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
still have the whole thing and I can lay it back down there and put a little painter's tape on it. It's fine.
Right.
It's all good. You
It's
can
not
even put
gonna
your
hurt
stencil
it.
back on and do a color over that raised. I kind of like the white. I always just like white on there. So anyway, so that gives you an idea of something that you could do just to add a little something to it. It's so pretty, right?
Pretty.
Yeah. I love layering stencil over papers. You know, if it was bigger, I would have moved it over. It wouldn't cover all the flowers, but this is a tiny little box. So one thing that Teresa Renee actually taught me is to dry brush white. Like once you kind of are getting to the end of your project, if you just dry brush, and I love these chippy brushes, if you just dry brush a little bit of white, it just seems to bring everything back alive, like kind of blends it all in. And I love that technique. So I do that all the time.
Hi, Sandy Kling. Laurel said I cut my stencil this morning. You've just taken away my guilt. Laurel, you've seen me cut my stencils.
Right?
I know it's like, oh my gosh, what did I just do? But honestly, y'all, cut a
Yeah.
stencil. You will never be, you won't be sorry.
You won't be. Yeah, you won't be. All right. And the last thing I'm going to do, if I had my wax, I would probably use that, but I don't have that with me. But I'm just going to use some gold, like, right here. I'm just going to, hi, boo boo. Somebody's going to bed.
Phyllis
You know what
Gunn
reminds me?
says,
Yeah.
Phyllis Gunn says, I'm going to start whacking my stencils apart.
Right. Listen, I know y'all, I'll finish this, but somebody wants to say good night to you guys. Come say good night. Blah, blah, blah. Say good night. I got to go take a nappy nap. Say, got to go take a nappy nap. I got my passy. I got to go nap.
Oh, you're all comfy and ready to go get nighty nights.
Right. Yep.
Is that a good passy?
Yes. Yes. Say
Good
good night.
night, sweet girl.
Mhm. All right. I think she feels like she weighs 20 pounds now. She's so big.
All of it, every bit.
Anyway, I'm just going to take a little bit of this gold, and I call this my Bacillus brush right here. And Bacillus had a big old brush. You remember that, Teri, at the retreat?
Uh-huh.
I went and got me one. I was like, I need that. So I'm just going to take, and I'm just going to kind of come, and I might have wiped too much off. I know where her monitor is, though. I can get it.
We'll wait.
Okay. She's very interested in what I'm doing. So I'm just going to kind of brush this on here just a little bit. If you have wax, use that. I love the pen art waxes. They're amazing. So I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of gold on there, like so, just to bring out some of that. Maybe some down here. No, come on. Just add little touches here and there that you like, your colors, make it your own thing. If you like silver, do silver. But I like a little bit of gold here and there, just as like a surprise, like somebody looks at it a different way and they're like, ooh, that's
the light will hit it just right.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a surprise. So where are we at on time, Teri?
You're good. You hit an hour. You're a little hour and 4 minutes. Perfect.
Well, one other thing you can do is I want to show you these. This mold is a Decoupage Queen mold from the new release, and it's the fairy mold. And it has 3 3 dragonflies, which made me incredibly happy. But this is one of the smaller ones, and you could actually add a little dragonfly in
Oh,
here.
super cute. Uh-huh.
This is the IOD cherry blossom mold, I think it's called, but it also goes here. You could add a little bit, you could paint that up and add some 3D and kind of build this up a little bit, and that would be super cute. So just to give you some more ideas, but that pretty much is my project.
So cute.
Yeah. So, I mean, the possibilities are endless. And like I say, I thought you could do a little fairy garden in there would be super cute. But anyway, so just a little Dollar Tree, scrap, going in your scraps and putting it all together, making a little, thing.
So super, very super cute.
Yes. So cute.
Well, let's get our wheel on here and shuffle it up. As always, we thank y'all for spending some time with us on your Saturday. We always enjoy our time, and let's shuffle it up and
Shuffle it up. Shuffle it up. Shuffling it up.
Who's our winner?
Woohoo!
Miss Donna Pokinen. Congratulations. Miss Donna, I know you already have my email, but just in case, please make sure you email teri@decoupagqueen.com and send me your address. Even though I may have it, just please make sure you send it to me again. And then I will send you out a goodie bag full of Decoupage Queen rice papers. So congratulations. I am trying to get to my calendar because goodness only knows. I don't even know what day I'm on. Oh, okay. So next Saturday, we have Kimberly from Yesterday's Tomorrow. So please make sure you come back. We're here every Saturday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And definitely Robin will be back with us again. Don't forget all of Robin's links to her store so you can find all the goodies she's used today is in the description. And so make sure you go over there and get some goodies. So congratulations and thank you so much, Robin. I appreciate you being here with us.
Yes, thank you. And I'm so glad it worked out where I could show Sarah.
Because that's really what they didn't know, but that's really what they all came for. You know that.
Right. Yeah. Well, so thank you for having me, and thank you to everybody who joined.
So thank you, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.